Magnificent man in the flying machine. They go up to the up, they go down to the down. They try for the ladies and steal all the scene. With their up to the up, and they're down to the down. Up, down, flying around, looping the loop and defying the ground. They're all rightfully keen. Magnificent man in their flying machines. They can fly upside down with their feet in the air. They don't think of danger, they really don't care. Newton would think he had made a mistake to see those young men.
So what I've done now is I've used the PVA wood glue and also using my sharpened stick. I've now put a bit of glue either side of each rib after putting the leading edge in the upright position. So physically on this instance I've got the leading edge and worked each rib into the leading edge physically without any glue in it or anything, just to make it fit and see how it turns out. I'm just trying something new with this top wing to get it even better than the bottom wing. And now I've just gone along each rib in turn and just either side just put some white wood glue in and just wiping away any excess I have there. And I'm now going to leave that overnight, let it dry, and I may either put the next leading edge in, which I think I will do, and then let that dry overnight, and then put the trailing edges in, and then we'll see how it turns out. Okay, well, that's turned out quite well. It's put on the other leading edge, that's come out okay. It seems to be quite sturdy. So we're just going to line up the trailing edge. Oh, I need to rub down. Oh, broken it. Just goes to show you've got to be very careful. Never mind, we'll overcome that. You've got to take off the nibs. Definitely got to take off the nibs. Okay. But obviously, as just demonstrated, you've got to be careful. This trailing edge is very fragile, and I barely touched the thing. So anyway, let's see. Okay, let's see. Inside, that's the broken one, I think. Yeah. Okay, I haven't done that part there. There you go. That's what you got to do. So by watching this, you can learn from my mistakes, which is the whole point, isn't it? Only do you get to see how it goes together before you put yours together, but you get to see my mistakes and you can avoid them. And why not? Yeah. Well, it's bent up. Okay. That is a very, very weak joint there. Can you see? Okay, let's have a look at it then. So this would obviously, let's see compared to the other one, that should go like that, and then that should come up to there. So my hands are in the way. You might have to lift each end of the ribs up to allow that to go in. So I think we'll start there. Let's look at the other side. Okay. Okay. So. Yeah. Fiddly, fiddly, fiddly. Let's see. So, offering this trailing edge from the bottom and then sliding it back it's fiddly. So now we have to slightly lift this end up to allow that trailing edge to move in. There you go. Let's see how that looks. Now, if I get my lollipop stick and press that in, like so, that should, hopefully, now there's one that's not quite playing ball. So let's just lift them up. They should fly in. Okay. So it seems, especially with the trailing edge, great care should be taken, and undoubtedly you will come across the same issue. So we have another one there, doesn't want to play ball. Well, I know my hand's in the way and I do apologise, but if I ever make any money out of these videos, first thing I'm going to do is invest in some cameras and some stands so I can put them in different positions. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this part seems okay, this still needs to fit in. I'm going to make a decision and say I'm going to start gluing this end. So let's get this end in properly, and then what I'm going to do is let that set for the first, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, first 6 ribs. The first 6 ribs in, let them set, and then these ribs should then follow. Yeah, because if you are jiggling this end is going to come loose and out of place. So I think logically that's the best course of action. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, where's the glue? Can you see okay? I don't know. I'll bring that over. It's what happens when you haven't got a studio and cameraman and things like that there. All I've got is an iPhone and my workshop. Anyway, they've got moaning about it. Let's get some glue in there. There you go. Now you could use your quick drying zap. I would not blame you if you did. It might quicken things up, but I'm in it for the long haul, because I think doing it the long way will probably gain, oops, better results. But let's see. Let's get some glue in. Here we go. And we'll see. Put some glue in. Might as well put some glue in that joint there the way it is. I'm pretty sure it would have been okay the way it was. Let's bring this back up here slightly. Really for my benefit more than yours, because I need to see what I'm doing. And I know my hand's in the way, but I just can't help that right now. So, there you go. There you go. There you are. I'll just let that go off. Now, I think slight adjustment on the centre there, and they go in. Oh, too much. Mind you, it's another good reason for using PVA glue, I think, because it leaves you time, and that time allows you to make adjustments. Definitely. Let's lift these up, because what you're going to get is you're going to get some inconsistencies in lengths that are not to be seen by the naked eye, unless you get into micrometers and stuff like that. So you have to do everything by low tech, which is your human eye. And now I can see that that is how I want it to be. So going to let these dry, and then that holds in place, and that allows me then to get these into place at the end. So this is running out. So if that's in place, I've got a half a chance of getting this in place, and then I can fix this end on here. Yeah, which it should do. And it's quite a flexible piece, so I have no problems with leaving it in that shape for now. In the meantime, I'll have a look at this side using exactly the same method and see how that comes out. Hopefully I won't break it. Well, I have now completed the top wing, and it's come out okay. Not too bad at all. Now this will require, and the lower wing of course, quite considerable amount of sanding, etc. Obviously, you know, you've got these joints to smooth off and all these other bits and bobs. Yeah, I'm just a bit concerned about this wingtip here, because, you know, it tells you in the instructions to glue this on flat, but obviously you have a curved lower wing rib there, so I'm wondering the wisdom of that. However, unless you wet it and bend it, I can't see another way of doing it. So that to me is not quite right. But anyway, it's what's in the instructions, and I suppose we just have to live with that. But anyway, as you can see, it's, you know, it can take a few wobbles, etc. But please be aware that this is very fragile. It's very fragile, but yes, you can do that with it. So I'm going to put this to one side for now as a completed top wing. It would be an idea, actually, in case I get myself into a bit of a muddle, to label this as the top wing. So I'm just going to put this to one side for now, on top of the bottom wing, so I know that's the top wing. Which brings us neatly on to the canard. Now, looking at the instructions here, it's showing the front elevators. Now, I cut out these two pieces marked 26, and it wasn't until I discovered there's another pair of these that they are 4 of them, and you glue them together. Then I noticed 26.2 or asterisk 2, which means you've got to double them up. Assembly of the fuselage and 2 horizontal tails. That's all it says. It doesn't say there's 2 of them. Fuselage and upper horizontal tail. So you have to guess that that's what they mean. So there are 2 pieces. So I'll show you what I mean. I've cut these out previously. And now this is what I mean about fragile. I was trying to do a little bit of light sanding and it just bent. It bent. It's nothing I could do about it. I was being as gentle as I could be. That is a very, very weak point. It really, really is. So you've got to use a lot of care here. Okay, so I cut out 2 of those, which I produce there like that. And obviously the elevators, which I intend to cover. I'm not going to cover them straight away because what I want to do is glue this together, but not glue this. I'll put it on, but I won't glue it. So you'll notice that there are some squares there and they are quite large. And obviously if you offer up one of these, there's quite a bit of space there. So yeah, you've got to double them up. And also there are some underneath supports. And again, there's quite a bit of space there. So I'm going to cut out the other 2, glue them together, so they look something like that. And then I'll take it from there. So I'll see you in a minute.